Didn't we just make this exact video like last Saturday? It was Sunday, but you know what? Close enough. Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros. I'm here to talk about Game 39 of the regular season. Astros lose 3-1 to the Chicago Whitesox, having them even the 3-game set over the weekend at 1 apiece. Okay, you remember the video I made last Sunday where I talked about Brandon Belak having an okay-ish outing, even though it was not even that good? It was significantly worse than today, by the way. And I said, hey, if a guy like that gives you a solid game, you probably should win those. You probably should be opportunistic. And I complained about the team not taking advantage of opportunities presented at their feet. Guess what today's video is going to be discussing? I don't even know if I went out of frame there. Is that in frame? I don't care. I don't care if the mic's not in frame. I tried to move the mic out of frame. Do you guys like it better not in frame? I think it looks better. I'm rambling because I barely want to talk about this game. Avoidance! The game. The Astros look bad. Had like 5 hard hit balls all night. I don't even want to look at team expected batting average. 191. That's more than I thought, if I'm being honest. The offense looked terrible. Except for Jeremy Pena, who had 3 hits. Quietly just creeping back up there on the leaderboard. That OPS is over 730 now. That's cool. Nito Spagito for Jeremy Pena. You're proud of him. That's cool to see. Woo! That's what I can give the offense tonight with Jeremy Pena. How about him? About him, folks. They look disinterested, and it's not great to be talking about that. But that's what I saw from the offense. Not quite the last year of Entitled, where they feel like they should just win, but just, we'll get them when we're all back and healthy. And look, I understand that the Astros do have injuries right now. I feel like every video all I've done is talk about injuries. I have news for the Astros. I have news for everyone watching this. Injuries happen. I don't care. And I don't feel bad that... Not that I don't feel bad for the players. I feel bad for the players. I feel bad for Altuve and Brantley and McCullers and McCormick and Garcia and Urquidy and everyone under the moon who has injuries. I feel bad for them. Right? I do. Because I like those players. In some cases, I adore those players. My favorite hitter and my favorite pitcher are both injured currently and not playing. 40 games in almost, and I haven't seen either of my 2 favorite players take the field for the team. I have sympathy for them. I feel bad for them. I don't feel bad for the team having injuries. Because every single team in Major League Baseball, in the National Football League, in the National Hockey League, in the National Basketball Association? I actually don't know what the NBA stands for. I don't watch a lot of basketball. I'm sorry. I know I probably should, because whenever I watch it, I enjoy the game. I just can't get into it. Anyway, everyone goes through injuries. And so I'm just kind of not in a point where I'm going to be like, well, you know, they're hurt, so that's why they're not doing well. Adapt. You've adapted before. Why aren't you adapting this season? That question is that simple. They've adapted last year. They adapted the year before that. They adapted the year before that. Why is it not happening this year? It just isn't. They're not taking the... Pitching. To go to that. Brandon Belak was pretty good. 5 innings. 8 hits ain't great. Gave up a lot of hard contact tonight. I believe 7 hard hit balls in 5 innings. That's not wonderful. Struck out 4. Didn't walk anyone. Gave up the home run. Pretty solid start. He gave up a lot of foot traffic, but you know what? The defense picked him up. This is, and I said it last week, when it was just a okay-ish start. It was still overall pretty not good. This was a genuinely good start out of your 8th starting pitcher on the depth chart. 8th. Unbelievable. This is a dude who, like, theoretically, if assuming everyone was healthy and you roll with a 5-man rotation and you didn't have, you know, your Urquidy or Garcia in long relief, would be the 3rd starting pitcher in Sugarland. Think about that for a moment. And he gave you 5 one-run innings against a major league team. Against one of the top pitchers in their rotation. I understand that Dylan Cease is not having a Dylan Cease season this year. He just isn't. He looks not himself at all. And it's not just surface level. It is underlying stuff. His stuff is not what it was last year. I understand that. Still top player in their rotation. 5 one-run innings, gotta win that game. And here's the fun part of what I'm about to say, and it kind of is insane that I'm having to say it, but we're at this conversation. You're 40 games in, practically. You're 39 games in. If you want to make the playoffs, yes, we are having this conversation. If you want to make the playoffs, you gotta win games like this. Weston, isn't it ridiculous for you to use the phrase, if you want to make the playoffs? They're the Astros. Of course they're going to make the play. I can't continue to tilt my head like that. Are they? 500. If you finish 81-81, you're not making the playoffs. You're not. When was the last team, not counting the COVID 2020 year, to go 500 dead on the spot and make the playoffs? You're not getting in at 81-81. You've got to be above that. The American League is stacked as hell. The Red Sox are in dead last of their division at 22-18. Dead last. They're like 9 games out of first. And they're 4 games over 500. And so even like the Astros' easiest road to the playoffs is winning the West. It just is. And if you want to do that, if you want to make the playoffs, which I know you guys do, because, you know, obviously, you're the reigning World Series champions, got to make the playoffs. If you want to do that, got to win games like this. It's not a difficult concept. Phil Maton was fine, gave up a pair of hits, but didn't allow any runs. Ryan Stanek was okay, gave up a walk, but picked up a strikeout. Didn't give up any runs. Montero! ERA isn't everything, ERA isn't everything, ERA isn't everything. That's why I'm not going to focus on ERA. 3 hits, hard hit ball. Didn't pick up any strikeouts. Another 2 runs. ERA is at almost 7. Paying him $11 million. And I defended that contract. I defended that contract. And said that it was not the start of anything bad. Blew the game. Blew the game. And it's not even a decision that you can get mad at Dusty for, because what is he to do? Can't use Abreu. Used him yesterday and the day before that, or the game, used him in the previous 2 games in a row. Can't use, did I say Presley or Abreu? Regardless. You used Presley and Abreu, both in back-to-back games. You just used Neris yesterday. Unless you're going to ride out Maton for the last 4 innings, you've got to depend on guys like this. You've got to depend on your $10 million reliever to not blow a game to the White Sox! Here is my incredibly unprofessional opinion on Jose Altuve's return for Astros fans out there. If the Astros lose tomorrow, he'll be back Tuesday. If they win, probably by the weekend, if I had to guess. What are you basing that off of, Weston? Absolutely nothing. I'm basing that off of, if they go out and lose tomorrow, and you lose the series to the White Sox, they're going to speed his process up back to Major League Baseball. It's just, they're going to do it. I can tell you, without a shadow of a doubt in my mind, that's what's going to happen. So, there's that to look forward to. I did not think there would be this many ranty videos in the first 40 games of a title defense season, and yet here we are. So the Astros play again tomorrow to try to win the series against the White Sox. Try. That's a key word. 2:10 Eastern, 1:10 Central. The Astros send Hunter Brown to the mound. The White Sox will send Lucas Giolito to the mound. Please, I'm begging you, don't lose the series to the White Sox. That is not a big request, guys. That really just is not. I'll be here afterwards to talk about it, but as for right now, that's all I have. So if you enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Stros.